Good afternoon, all. We're going to hope that our internet connection holds because we've been having problems today. Eek. So this could be interesting, but thank you for jumping on, whether you're watching live or watching the replay. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Michelle Descavage. I'm the author of Unnamed Women of the Bible. I'm also a certified life purpose coach and speaker. So I do a few things. They all totally tie in, and I have a lot of fun with all three. So that's really awesome. But today I want to talk about peace and the concept of perfect peace. Hey, Rick. But just because it's something that God is really working with me on, so why not share, right? And so I wrote a blog post yesterday at sparkliving.net about this idea of peace and how I've really been confronted with it. Like, what does it mean? And why don't I have it? Because God has offered it freely. In fact, he sent Jesus, the Prince of Peace, for me. So why do I completely miss it a lot of times? And what is it that I am lacking? And what am I not seeing? You know, what am I trying to look with things with the wrong set of eyes, with the flesh that are meant to be in the spirit? And so just kind of having my world rocked right now with this whole idea of peace. And this morning I actually was getting ready for Bible study. It's grabbing all my stuff because I live really close, but I seem to always be pushing it on time Wednesday mornings, which is kind of horrible. But I was grabbing all my stuff and throwing it in my bag, and I get there and I was like, oh, I need my glasses because now at almost 42, I can't see the screen anymore, regardless of where I'm sitting, which is kind of unfortunate, and words look real blurry. So I reach in, grab my case. Here's the case. Look what's in it. Ha! Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I thought, well, good. I have glasses. I have the glasses case. Glasses are not in the case. Glasses are useless. Where were they? Sitting on my kitchen counter. These would be much more effective had I put them back in the case where they belonged, right? And I just kind of started laughing because the Spirit just kind of said, that's what my peace is like. It is readily available. You have access to it, but you don't use it. You're not putting your perspective in the right place. And I just really kind of laughed that God would give me that visual, pun totally intended because I'm talking glasses, but just to speak to me about his peace of saying it's offered. In fact, it should be in you all the time, readily available, ready to be used, ready for everything. And yet you don't take hold of it because you can live in perfect peace. I have promised you that. But yet you have the wrong perspective. You are not prepared, like I was not prepared this morning, and you're just not applying it. And so as we began talking and getting into the study, and then with our small group, and the woman just kind of said something about just being in hard places and how she thinks just that all these things that are so hard in life, basically. I can't remember the exact term she used, and I wish I could, but I just told her, I was like, but every situation we face does not have to be that. It's that we're trying to think with our finite minds what an infinite God has already declared, because he's already won the victory. He's already redeemed us, and he has already fulfilled everything. He is the God who keeps his promises, and so we don't have to live in that unsettled place. That's what we choose. And we can choose, even in those hard moments of life, to say, I don't like this, I don't understand it, and yet I trust you. And yet you are a God who keeps every promise he makes, and yet you are a God who is faithful, who cannot and will not fail. And I said, I think we can have that peace in the midst of very hard circumstances if we will grab hold of it, because it's already been granted to us. But we are so busy and caught up in thinking we need to take control of things, and it's all in our doing and it's all up to us, instead of saying, okay, God, give me your wisdom. Help me to know when to speak, when to shut up, when to listen, when to go, when to stay. Just, I give you every aspect of my life. And I think that's where the peace comes, is in the surrender. That, yes, we can have peace in the brokenness, and it's provided for us. We've already been promised. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around these things. So if you guys have your own ideas of what it means to live in peace and what God's peace means, drop them in the comments, because I would love for us to have this discussion, because I think God is wanting us to be a people of peace, especially in today's climate and all the madness that seems to be going on. We don't have to be caught up in that. We have been provided a better and different way. If you are a believer in Christ, then He's promised you that peace. He's supplying it. But we need to start learning to apply it, and that's what I'm learning right now and in process of, and have someone helping me walk through. And it's not an easy task, I'll say that much. It is rocking my world on many levels, but I don't want to be caught unprepared like I was this morning and couldn't see the screen. I want to have everything God's promised in my life, and that only happens when I'm walking in His perfect peace. That is one thing I am learning. But there's so much more to this topic. There's so much more to this than I can even wrap my brain around right now. God is teaching me, and I pray will continue to teach me. And as I learn, I will share with you guys. But I hope that whatever lessons you have learned about peace, that you will share that, just to encourage one another. Because it's not about me at all. It's about how we can glorify Christ more, essentially. So with that, I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday afternoon. I'm going to go eat because I've not eaten yet today, but think about peace. The peace God is offering us. What that looks like, and how are we to live that out in this life. Just ponder these things with me. Pray for me as I am walking through this journey right now. Just to have more peace, to claim His peace in my own life. Know that I am praying for you all. Thank you for jumping on. Share this out if you liked it. Please leave comments about this topic for me and for everybody else who may read this, just so we can begin sharing what wisdom we have gained, what lessons we have learned on this concept of peace, because I think it is vitally important, individually and collectively, and will become more important as days goes on. But with that, thank you so much for joining, for hopping on, and just for being you, because I kind of like y'all. So with that, peace.